there's one group of people like the Nick Fuenteses of the world, and I would put Myron Gaines in there too, that maybe allegedly are closet homosexuals, and I feel bad for them because they're self-hating people who happen to be gay themselves. But then you have the other group of people which hate on you guys. They attack you for being OnlyFans models. Again, the same idea, second-class citizens, women, and porn, bad. But yet I hear stories that these are some of your biggest clients.
They always are. They always are. And can we talk about the one running for office in Florida and how he was removed for dating a 17-year-old from the school district? Like it's always the same stories over and over of these people who are closeted hypocrites doing insane things. And our biggest customers. So it's
I wish you guys could give out some names of some of your customers that are like right wing and just expose them, not literally. But
I get tempted sometimes. I have a guy on Twitter, same thing. He's like anti-porn, God first, family first, and he immediately DMs me asking for my content. And I'm just like, it makes me so.
I make the MAGA people pay for my pedicures. Like, you owe me for putting up with this.
I'm just surprised that Elon Musk didn't offer you a lot of money to have a child with you, and then
we all have a line somewhere. And that's just not it. That's not happening.
Be honest. If Elon Musk, I know you're married and you have a great husband and all that. No disrespect to him, but if Elon Musk offered you like $10 million to have a child with him, would you do it?
No, I would not.
Okay, thank God.
No.
Good answer, Nicole.
I'm like, well, define have. Get pregnant?
You'd have to hire a non-disclosure.
And then abort?
Well, what he does...
I'd probably do it.
Apparently, allegedly...
No, you have to birth. You have to like...
So you have to have a child.
For 18 years.
No, I can't do that.
Ashley St. Clair and others, I'm sure, allegedly he has, signed them into these non-disclosures where he'll have a child with them. He'll pay the child support, and he'll pay them a certain amount of money to not make it public, right? Now, some of these have already gone public, St. Clair being one of them. But I just find it so weird and so despicable that you're not even a father in their life. You're treating the woman as an object. You're not in her life. It's horrible.
Yeah, I know. He's not a good dad to any of the kids. Like, that's so important to me. So absolutely, I don't care about like the money. No.
All right. Well,
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's say, and these are the same people who are like family, and like, there's no family values. It's all talk and no action. And like, we were just talking outside the studio, how do people not see that? How do they not see their empty words? How do they not see that they do
family values, the nuclear family?
Yes.
You hear that from these people on the right all the time, and they support Donald Trump. I don't understand that.
Yes, exactly.
I don't get that. I don't know. I just don't understand that. Nicole Mitchell and Courtney Tillia joining me in studio. They're in town for the AVNs, and we're talking about the hypocrisy from the right, which is daunting on social media. No matter where you look, these are the people that are probably more into. I don't really understand this. Like, yes, prostitution is legal about 45 minutes to an hour from here in a little town called Pahrump. But for the most part, throughout the country, prostitution is illegal, and this is a big problem to me for a lot of different reasons. Number one, disease, because you have illegal prostitution going on, right?
Yes.
It's dangerous for the woman. It's dangerous for the client. As I mentioned, diseases, and it's been robberies both ways, right? And yet, again, most Democrats that I talk to say, listen, just like marijuana, for example, it's going to be legal, but let's just do it in certain districts, right? You wouldn't want a chicken ranch, for lack of a better term, near a school, right? You wouldn't want, selling marijuana near a school. Yeah, there has to be certain regulations.
Sure.
But why do you think that, for the most part, people on the left think that we should legalize it? Another way for the government to make money too, by the way, and it'd be safer. But so many people on the right think bad, can't legalize prostitution. Why do you think that is? And what do you say to that, both of you?
You go first.
Well, so interesting is in Europe, there's a street where there's a red light district, and down at the end of the block,
Amsterdam.
Yes, down the block, the same block is a preschool. And
interesting.
My partner was touring there, and the tour guide was showing that, like, you could tell the tour guide was a little more conservative. Like, I can't believe they'd be so close. And, how would your partner feel about it? And my partner's like, oh, Nicole would probably love it, because I could just drop the kids off at school on my way to work. Like, so there's something like, I think things are less taboo and terrifying when you actually know the women, the work, you understand that it is work. You understand there are boundaries and there are guidelines, there are things put in place, like, make this a legit job. And America just makes it so much harder by being so prude and shame-based. And I think we have a lot to learn from other countries where it is decriminalized. And I think we should decriminalize it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we probably won't for a long time.
Yes, I agree with that.
We're heading in the wrong direction.
We are.
But the same way as abortion was something that was legal, that it was done by a doctor in safe ways. Making it illegal doesn't make it so it's not happening. It's making it very unsafe. And the same thing is going with sex work. You're just, and I think I don't know if I can say this. So the platform that we use has made it to where it's safe. We can do it on our terms. We do it at our prices. We do it in a way
Nobody's
that's safe.
forcing you to do anything.
No.
Right.
And so like it has progressed in that way. So like legalizing it allows it to become safe. You have testing, you have more consent, you have like things that are done right.
Yeah, and you're safe. And it's funny because somebody on social media, I actually think it's a funny comment. Somebody on social media said it's interesting that Brian knows exactly where prostitution is legal. So I do have by the way, it's 45 minutes from here. It's the same place where Lamar Odom had like a heart attack and almost died. So it's public knowledge everywhere. But I did go once, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's a very funny and creepy story. So this was about 15 years ago, and it's the only time I went. A guy at the time, I was at the same radio station he was at, and one of his sponsors was a bunny ranch in Pahrump. And he's like, and he's a really like, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a creepy guy. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years. And he kind of talks like this, very creepy guy. But he says to me, hey, Brian, Numchuck, do you even know who I'm talking about? You don't. Okay. That's a good thing. Hey, Brian, I'm going to go to the bunny ranch in my remote. Would you like to go with me? You don't have to do anything. You could just grab a drink at the bar. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
How old was I? I was like 30 years old. I'm like, you know what? I'd check this out. Just grab a drink and just check it out. Right. Because I've seen the show on HBO and I was curious. So I show up, we park in front of this bunny ranch in Pahrump, and he's, Brian, will you help me take out all these candles? And he had all these little candles. And I'm like, what are these candles for? He's like, I'm going to give one to all the girls. Now that was really creepy. Okay. That was weird to me. But anyway, we walk in there, and he's giving out these candles to all these girls. And I sit at the bar and I see that there's a menu, not a food menu, a, for lack of a better term, sexual menu.
Yes.
Okay. But I sit at the bar.
Service menu.
Now I'll be honest. I sat there and I was just having conversations. I didn't make any purchases, but I was having conversations they were very nice there. It was very clean. Okay. There was like a pool table there. The drinks were like $1.
Wow.
And I was just asking them questions like I'm asking you questions, only probably a little bit more graphic about their job because I find it interesting. Yeah. But I met the boss. She was very nice. Very nice. The bartender was cool. Everyone was cool. Nobody was like pressuring you. Hey, you want to do this? Do you want to do that? No, I was just sitting at the bar, and he did his radio show there, which was interesting. I had a good time. It was fun. And it was like just like a normal bar. Yeah, of course they have bedrooms in the back, and the owner gave me a tour, and but everything was clean. I didn't walk in there saying, ooh, this is scummy. This is dirty. Who could pay for this? It's like everyone has different reasons, right? Some people might come from a very strict family. A kid might be a college kid and he's never been with a woman before. Yeah. Maybe he wants that experience so that when he does get that opportunity, he knows what he's doing. Like what you said, maybe there's people that have a lot of money that don't want to, I don't know, I'm not speaking for them, but maybe they just don't want to date. They don't want to be married and they just want it without nothing. And listen, sometimes people do it for the wrong reasons. I'm not going to lie, but maybe you're man or woman, you're unhappy in a marriage. You don't want there to be any red tape or phone numbers or anything. You just want to go there, get it done, and leave. I'm not defending that behavior, but it's better that they do that than do it with someone and turns into a relationship. That's worse, I think, right?
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is it was clean.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this isn't what I thought it would be. I expected it to be dirty and
real
workplace. No, it was normal. I mean, the guy I went with was kind of a creep, but that's another story. But like, yeah, they had a swimming pool in back, and everybody's walking around, and I don't see what the big deal is. And everybody and people are, oh, Brian, you're just a porn lover. Oh, Brian, you're pro prostitute. I just want people to live their lives and do what they want to do. And I don't want people to tell other people what to do. Does that make me a bad guy?
Especially as adults, it's consensual and it's clean. Like I love the transaction part because it's so clean. You know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're offering. And like, there's no questions. There's no, it's so black and white. I honestly think too, part of why it's going to take America forever before they decriminalize and support sex workers is that they love seeing women suffer. They love seeing women suffer. And so they will do everything in their power to make sure they keep abortions illegal, to keep sex work illegal, to keep women marginalized because women are oppressed. They have less rights, less access to resources. And that lowers their standard of life. Like that's what they want. They want women to suffer. And so we will always be a proponent of women rising up and speaking up and advocating and getting rich and like doing whatever you got to do to live your best life, because we have a system set up for women to suffer, not thrive.
That's such a good point that you made, and so sad in the same light, right? That there are people out there that want others to suffer. Example, the abortion issue, which drives me to insanity, by the way, that there are middle-aged, crusty Republican men that want to tell people like you what to do.
They don't understand it. You ask them any questions about it at all, and they have no clue how a woman's body works or a cycle or pregnancy.
Middle-aged, crusty Republican man. That's my argument. Like, I don't know what it's like to be pregnant, right? And like, listen, if people are against abortion, I don't want to get involved with their personal life. Have 100 kids if you want to. Like, I'm not telling you what to do. Right. Why do you want to get involved in other people's lives? And listen, they think it's murder. So how would you articulate to a right-wing MAGA dude or woman who calls you a murderer if in fact you have an abortion? Like, what would you say to them?
One, I don't know that you can argue with these people because they're not willing to hear anything outside of their bubble. Like, it's like, I'm like, I don't know how you even get through to these people. But the crazy thing is that one, it is healthcare because they need that. And her and I were talking about it in the lobby. I actually know somebody personally who did pass away because she needed that medical support. And they are refusing to believe that women are actually still dying from childbirth or birth complications, and refusing to see the full picture of what it is versus like, it's not murder.
And if you actually care about the murder of children, then do something about our school shootings. Stop focusing on pregnant women and start dealing. Yes, like, we have so much where women or where children are suffering and dying, and we don't do anything.
You know why, Nicole? Prayers. Because they don't care about a human being once it's outside the womb.
Yes. Right.
And I have these
that's control of women. It's not an actual care of a child. That's controlling our body.
And you know what should be a front headline story today, because you reminded me of something. Of course, you guys sadly probably remember the Uvalde, Texas school shooting where a bunch of innocent children lost their lives. Well, there were plenty of coward cops that day, but there was one coward cop that was the first officer that was there. He was a school officer that was there who waited and waited and waited. He didn't go into the classroom. And I think, that there should be charges filed. There was. And then he was found not guilty yesterday. And it's like, for lack of a better term, what like a slap in the face to the families who lost loved ones, right?
Yeah.
But Republicans don't want to talk about that.
Men are always let off the hook.
Thoughts and prayers,
who is our president? It's just like,
how many abortions do you think Donald Trump had, by the way?
How many he's paid for and funded?
Yeah.
Right?
A lot.
Not that
we'll ever know.
Not that we wanted to see more Don Juniors and Eric Juniors in the world, because we didn't. But
they try to shut down the very service that they fund and utilize. Like, it's insanity.
I find that, listen, I know people with a lot of money, and I'm not going to say every man with a lot of money treats women like crap, because that's not true.
That's not
true. I've seen.
We've got great sugar daddies.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. Not everybody with money treats women bad, but I do see a lot of this on the right, like the Elon Musks of the world and others, rich people on the right that treat women like objects. And listen, you could have someone making minimum wage, a man that treats women like an object. There's a way to appreciate a woman, respect a woman, and enjoy a woman without disrespecting.
1000%.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
Totally. It's not relegated to any certain class. Like, it's a human skill to be able to respect another person. And if you don't respect another person, that is on you.
All right. So the $1 billion question here, then.
Give it to us.
Explain to me why this is. Why so many people on the left, and a lot of independents too, support you guys. They support what you do publicly and privately. They don't think what you're doing is wrong. Somebody like me who thinks if you're not breaking the law, show off what you got. I wish somebody would pay me a lot of money to take my clothes off, quite frankly. That's not happening. I use my mouth to talk. They don't pay me for other things. But like, why is it so many people on the left seem to be very supportive of what you guys do? And I remember going to the AVN Expo with you last year, and I had a lot of people that recognize me, that listen to my show. But yet, why is it so many people on the right, what they do in private, I don't know, but why do they attack you guys? Like, why is that? Why is it a political thing? Like, I've never met a liberal that hates what you guys do. Never. Why? I don't understand. I really don't. I don't know why.
I really do think they hate women. And
really?
A lot. And they hate women in power. They hate women who make money. They hate women that take care of themselves. They hate us having power and control. They hate all of that, so they suppress it.
Isn't that so sad?
It's so sad.
And do you think that's something that they got growing up, something they saw their father do, something that was instilled in their brain? Like how do you...
I think so. I was raised, conservative and Republican, and any marginalized group, my community did a really good job at making sure to villainize all of them. So I grew up thinking horrible things about all kinds of groups of people without ever meeting one and talking to them.
Totally.
Once you meet and talk to a sex worker, once you meet and talk to a gay person, once you meet and talk to a trans person, you see their humanity. And I was in 9th grade, I met my first group of gay and trans people. And I remember thinking, they are more loving than all of the Christians I spend my time with. Like,
so are the porn stars.
Yes. If you spend, I think you fear what you don't know. And so my challenge to people who hate on and villainize and are afraid of people like us, come meet us, talk to us, find out, we have loving partners, we have children, we go to our kids' school theater performance. We are very normal, but we just also are savvy businesswomen.
That's another thing that pisses me off, is that you see what both of you do for work. And then you see so many people making judgments about, oh, you're a terrible mom. You must be. And by the way, I've seen you, Nicole, with your family, and you're great. But yet they assume just because you're an OnlyFans model, for example, that you must be a terrible family person and a terrible mother. How ignorant is that when people make those assumptions, I would imagine, about both of you?
I think it makes us a better mom.
100%.
We have conversations I think most parents are afraid to have because of the work we do. We got uncomfortable. We have to talk about boundaries and consent, and what's for adults is for adults, what's for kids is for kids. And I would have never had probably these conversations had I never gotten into this work, because I was shy and bashful and had to learn to own this. And I know so many families who judge people like us, but then don't have any of these conversations with their kids, and they are ill-equipped for the real world and for relationships. And
that's making
to detriment
situations.
Yeah.
I just think it's really sad. And I think when you're depraved as a child, or when you have parents that are extremely strict, that don't even allow you to even go on a date with somebody, then by the time you're in college or you're living your own life, then you want to experience that stuff and you go a little crazy, which is okay. But I think that's just so wrong. Yeah, there are certain boundaries that you don't want to cross when you're a kid, and parents need to do a good job of that. But go on dates and enjoy life a little bit, right? And I just don't understand. And it usually is coming from, correct me if I'm wrong, the evangelical right.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Right. And we're so afraid, the evangelical right is so afraid of pleasure. They don't know what to do with pleasure. They're so used to rules and sin and morality and black and white. When there's pleasure and surrender, everything's gray.
To them, pleasure is putting on a MAGA hat. That's their buying the MAGA sneakers. That's their pleasure. So before we go, because we only have this segment went by really fast, only a few more minutes here. But Courtney, tell me a little bit more about your appearance tonight, where people can come out and say hello, get a picture.
I know. I will be at Sapphire, which is my favorite club.
It is a really awesome
It's amazing.
Club.
I always have the best time. So many hot people. But we will be there at 10. We have free happy hour where you'll have drinks. We can do photos. We can hang out. We can do all the things.
I'm looking forward to that. That sounds like it's a tough job that somebody has to do.
I know.
It's a good escape from having to talk about the things I talk about on the show.
Yeah, politics all day.
ICE agents murdering people on the streets. It taking over other countries. I'm just like every single day it's something new with the Orange Man, and it's it's nice to be able to.
You just saying that exactly is I like being the escape. I like being a gentleman's getaway. Exactly, you said, there's so much suffering in the world. There's so much drama. It's nonstop that you do need a release. And I love Courtney's providing that at Sapphire. We provide this through our work. And we are a very real release. I think actually helps people stay stable. In ways they wouldn't have otherwise.
Maybe
we
should invite Melania Trump. I think she's in hell.
I'm happy to help. I'll take one for the team. I'll
her charity project. Yes.
Yeah. Or maybe was it Stormy Daniels? Can you imagine the hell she went through for 13 seconds?
I actually know somebody who's friends with her, and it's been horrible what that side has done to her.
People think it's only the 13 seconds of fun he had with her, but it's a little bit more than that.
She has suffered for
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that
That's
at
what
all.
Our country wants.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. All right, Courtney, Nicole, always a pleasure having you guys here. We're gonna go hang out and have some fun tonight. I can't wait.